Me do see food and phone na say about executive show. Na Ghana mu say in 2023 we say about to na say so e be 24th November so. But change be because of my Ghana say na e be kura di kan atwam ko. Na e drop out to so Ghana mu say no various nkrofo friends say from various posters in France Ombabo ntine Ghana for ebedi nkomo efa nhwehwemu a say ekoso efa parties ahodo ede abo oman Ghana mu ani research so omoye na nkofu ba kudi the benepsin ba kudi the global info and I say global letters I friends say Musa bankwa na ede animu na say we na Musa di bia de ahye so between these two people some ede me bo mo ede omodin na ensema say Musa bankwa de ede etu tudwano etifo na imede emu huye pa na nhwemu ni de kwa na ede ekoso 4th November a friend saying virus am the 24th November they get an answer figure some the two can be 4th November e ko to by akoye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Honorable Kennedy Kumpre Kwanja Poyi kwa na ede ebewini na Kennedy kula reni a Mahamani Kennedy ebe den kra atifo na nsim no ede ehu paa mi so beje bre papa bi atena nya ede yakotie audio na ede aba paa na nsim ni de emu me do bibia so nyambre ede.
The numbers are not very clear if they are among delegates. Now what is happening is Kennedy Japan is having the momentum. It's always building up. The numbers is building up.
Okay.
We've seen that constantly over the period. And unless that momentum is slowed down,
okay,
or halted, I mean the race for November 4th could be very uncertain. Very uncertain.
But people feel said Dr. Bawumia is already in the lead, and he or no, definitely not obeying victorious.
He is in the lead, even among the pool among delegates.
Okay.
But he's not well comfortably above. If you want to say, I won't tell you. And I am undecided no.
Yeah.
That number put together can change the race.
And that is 16% here.
No, in this case, no, high 16%.
Yes. Now, but specifically to the delegates.
The delegation is much more complex than this one.
Okay.
Because the people who are saying undecided, and I won't tell you, it's about 37% or 34%, from which poll we're looking at.
I see.
And now, that alone can twist the race anywhere.
Let's come to that aspect of the NPP itself. Okay, who leads the NPP party?
Yes.
Okay.
If you look at the party affiliation of people who were giving us those responses,
okay,
when you come to the NPP, if you're NPP from fraternity, 62% of MPP sympathizers preferred Bawumia to lead the NPP. 62%
yes, of MPP sympathizers
prefer
Bawumia to lead the party. Okay.
And this increases the chance of Bawumia eventually probably winning the
primaries. Okay.
Because if the delegates are going to speak the voice of the MPP
sympathizers,
then this should be something that maybe it should have. But after what margin would be, I can't tell. But Kennedy is getting 32%.
Okay.
Now, if you come to those who said they were NDC sympathizers, 31% of them support Bawumia. 31.
NDC sympathizers.
Yes.
31 of them support
Bawumia to lead NPP.
To lead the NPP.
Yes.
Okay.
38% prefer Kennedy to lead MPP.
I didn't hear.
But you see, it is an important indicator.
Yeah.
In the sense that once you are done with your primaries, when you come to the country, it's not going to be MPP for the whole Ghana
yes,
voting. So, he's seen it positively by the other parties, tend to help.
So this question, what it means is that say obi NDC ni na o decide say obetuaba, assuming some person obetuama John Mahama, but person to either Bawumia or Kennedy. Even the NDC among them, 38% will vote for Kennedy.
Yes,
ahead of Bawumia, which is 31%.
If it comes to that kind of crunch.
I see. Then you come to this aspect, floating voters.
Floating voters.
Yes.
29% of them support Bawumia, or prefer Bawumia to be the flag bearer for MPP.
Okay.
But it is 45% for Kennedy.
Interesting.
Yes, and that is quite a big lead, yes, among floating voters. And what this does, they say, it gives you potential problems in the general election.
Okay. Because floating voters
could decide,
will not get their preferred choice.
You must find a way of winning them, even if they're not backing you now.
Okay.
What would you do subsequently if you're to win them? You must know.
And the other political parties?
26% for Bawumia and 28% for Ken. And those who did not disclose their party affiliation, Bawumia 32 and Ken 35. Okay.
Richard, my the specific ones. Okay. For the lead NPP delegate, as of this date, yes.
The delegate poll we did for MPP.
Yeah.
The last before the one we are currently doing.
Okay.
Bawumia was on 45%. Ken 18%. Not disclosed 17%.
Okay.
Undecided 20%. So who added 17 plus 20? 37.
37%. Yes.
Assuming you add 37% to the entire number Ken has, he wins.
He wins. Okay.
But that is not possible because he cannot win everybody.
Everybody's
was undecided. But we suspect that those who are undisclosed, they are Alan people.
Those who are undisclosed, Alan
they said
supporters.
They know who they are voting for, but they won't tell us.
They won't tell you. Okay.
We suspect 90% or more of them are Kennedy supporters eventually. So if you add that number 17% to 18%, that will be around 35%.
Which is very close.
Close here.
And see, Onyakakra with the undecided.
Then these guys become the
deciders,
yes,
of the election.
Yes.
For November 4.
Now, who are the 18% to 17% is equal to the number of Ghanaians who said they prefer Kennedy. 35%. Surprisingly.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, okay, let's do this one as well.
Yes.
In now, swing regions.
Where MPP race in the swing
regions. Okay.
Central, Western, Greater Accra, and Northeast.
Okay.
In those regions, Kennedy and Bawumia almost tied, 39 and 38%. Undecided, 19%.
Undecided, no, play out with high numbers. Does that mean, say, Obi share a condition and now say, or train party manifesto and now promises a better.
No, where MPP primaries.
Primaries, yes. That is what I'm saying.
So there's no manifesto. They are just talking, going around, singing. So they've heard them.
Okay.
Ask whether they want to go this way if they were given the chance. Remember, let's always remember ourselves, when you delegate, we're Ghanaians,
okay,
who are expressing their preference.
Okay.
And at this stage,
but within the NPP
contest, at this time, 19% don't know who
they will go for
in the swing regions.
Adanimo is performing well.
2%. No, look, this race is going to be one touch.
Okay.
I don't think they'll be run off. No. They won't be run off.
Okay.
Because of the way Adanimo and Akutu Afri are performing. If they were pulling together 5%, then you could think that maybe they would drag the race into runoff.
Okay.
But running 2% here and there, sometimes 0 in the main delegate, it's quite difficult for them to make impact in the.
Now between now and then November 4, dynamics, for both camps, especially the camp of Kennedy and the camp of the vice president, saying necessary a year because similar as a undecided, just as we were doing the tally, Inya decided say we move it to Ken. It will be a little bit difficult for the.
Yes, I think actually when it comes to delegates who are undecided,
yes,
they're about 20% in the last poll. We are doing the current poll, which will come out sometime next week.
Okay.
Now, that is showing similar. So they have to find a way to really convince people.
Okay.
But I'm not sure they are not convinced. I know who they want to vote for. Probably they know. But they
don't
want to disclose it.
Okay.
But those who are saying that they won't disclose, they said those ones you can see say they are Alan or Ken people. Because Bawumia guys are very bold. They don't hide what they want to do.
Bawumia supporters, very bold.
Very bold. Yes. But the Ken guys and people who were before then, Alan, they will tell you that I won't disclose. And that number is quite high. So if you assume that even 90% of that number will go for Ken, that will be a huge number. Then the fate of this country will rely on the people who are undecided.
Okay. So elections, are basically not necessarily a down deal for the vice president.
No, not for anyone.
Not at all.
Not for anyone.
And for the supporters, Dr. Bawumia is already in the lead. In fact, we're winning. There is a little bit more of hard work.
They have to be cautious.
Okay.
Because he's closer to Jericho.
Okay.
But still not in Jericho yet.
I see.
So if the people who are backing him are sincere and honest, then you can see that he's very close. But if they are being mischievous, then you really have to wait till election day to see what they will do.
Now, do you share the view that Alan's resignation will affect the chances of the New Patriotic Party in 2024?
Look at it.
46%.
Say yes.
I
so
see.
Anybody who will say, I sometimes find it difficult as a person who has worked with data to really see where they are coming from.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at previously when Alan was in the race against Mahama, the gap between Mahama and Alan was closer than the gap between Mahama and Bawumia. Okay. And that's the basic evidence tell you said somebody is stronger against the other than the other. That's from data. So to say he's not going to do anything, I think people have assumed that people vote this time blindly on political lists. This country has moved on in terms of those dynamics. People are becoming more enlightened. Okay. They will vote on personalities and issues. So don't assume that, because they are MPP or they are going to vote for me. We've even seen that in the data that we just did recently, that for every 100 first-time voters who registered in the just ended election, about 40 or close to 70% will vote for either Mahama or Alan in the Ashanti region. Interesting. So those numbers, and that is what they are revealing. Yes, I'm surprised because that is what Alan Chematin seeks to do. Now, in the speech I will deliver at the time I will resign now, or say Ghanaians should look at personalities, leaders they can trust, and not political parties this time round. And if these are the figures are sure, then it means that say ononso ire ne ho kakra ema the message no echo year. He will become a deciding factor for 2024 because already he has declared say Oko independent, regardless of whoever the NPP will come up with as a candidate. Interesting. We are very grateful for your time. We say regional ones no but these are few ones for the swing regions. Okay. The differences not ewo. By the end of this month, there you'll be able to confirm precisely Nipa will be to me a winning November 4. We may not be. I don't know, because honestly speaking, the figures I'm seeing, I'm not comfortable. Okay. It's quite. I mean, when you are doing polls and you have a big size of the delegates, saying they won't tell you, and they are undecided, and your margin of error is 2%, you have no poll. Because the margin of error normally should tell you, if you add a minus, you can get this. But those who are sitting on the fence, who are quiet, or who have their plan B in their head, are so huge. Yes, so, I mean, you just say, okay, at the moment, this is who is leading. But we have this chunk of voters saying, Omon country, or they are on the election day, they will let us know. So, good is never, they will let us know, definitely. Thank you very much.